But anyway, we're joined by the delightful feed machine of feeds.
The feed machine of feeds. Okay.
Yes.
Go with that. Feed
Yes.
machine of feeds. Hello. Thank you for having me.
All good, son. All good. It's a pleasure. But anyway, what was I going to say? Anyway, today on today's show, we're going to be talking about a few things. A few things been happening with Navi recently. Yikes.
Yeah, they picked me up.
Yeah, they picked him up. So we're announcing his departure from the stream too. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so a few things. Brief overview. Sisson got benched because he's leaving. Pi, his contract's over, so they're not picking him back up, not extending his contract. And we'll also talk about a little bit about Epic Land 29, which Audacity won. And apparently only 6 teams went, which made it not a very great event.
It wasn't broadcasted
Yeah.
by an official talent.
True. But anyway, how do you want to kick it off? We're gonna get over the Epic Land out of the way.
Yeah, let's get Epic Line out of the way.
Okay, so basically I've been looking at Twitter, Audacity won, as I said. Congrats to them. So a few people that we know that went, Crusaders and Audacity, yeah, like we know most of them.
Lucindy went as well.
Yeah, Lucindy went.
Did alright. Obnoxious though. I think they were a surprise contender there.
Yeah. There was a bit of Twitter beef. I did check. Let me just.
There's always Twitter beef with it.
Let me read some Twitter beef for you. Twitter. Oh no.
Twitter beef is much more PG than Reddit beef.
I think it was between. I think it was between Obnoxious and Lechendi. Because TJ tweeted a picture of him and the boys from Lechendi, and he said, "Meet us down at the turf. Let's settle this at Obnoxious GG." Oh, they look so. Yeah, they look a bit intimidating. A bit intimidating. I'll tell you that. Oh, also new season that's been announced. Yeah, well, let's go over that quickly. Yeah, bit late. It was announced last week, but still, a lot of people are enjoying it. Clash has once again been disabled. They just can't seem to fix that bitch. Ever.
Still surprise. I mean, people have been saying now, just remove her from the game.
Or rework her like Tachanka. Simple.
No, because no. We no.
No. Oh yeah, also Tachanka rework. Best rework.
No.
What, they made him too utilitarian? Give him too much utility?
Too much utility. He's going to be really strong.
But that's why he's the Lord, mate. Keep it for the memes. But to be fair...
He won't be keeping the memes now.
To be fair, I think we will see a lot more Tachanka in competitive play now. Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Like, the amount of utility they've gave that man. His machine gun can literally make holes in soft walls. He's got an incendiary grenade launcher. To be honest, that was very unnecessary for them to give him that. But they needed to give him something.
They just went overkill with it.
He was just like, you know what? He was too weak before, so fuck it. Let's make him too strong. Then you've got Oryx, obviously, who will just fuck up the whole comp scene. Same with the...
Press 6 to doubt on Oryx.
Yeah. Well...
I'd say Ayana will.
Yeah, Ayana will. Mainly because that gives her, because of the actual, information she can give. And the fact that she can dupe defenders by herself. Which is...
I mean, why does she have 2 drones? And her gadget? Why?
They should remove the drones from her, to be fair.
No, I've said she should have charges on her gadget, but still have the refill timer.
Yeah.
She can only use it a set amount. Because at the moment, she can just sit outside, wait for her gadget to come up, drone in. Hey Ash, follow this. It's gonna be a weird concept to get hold of, but it's scary.
I mean, it's gonna change up the game. Or as you said with Oryx though, but the thing about Oryx is he's got so much run out potential, which is the biggest
Yeah, but
problem
that's
with
not
him.
what we want.
Yeah,
That's the
like
thing. Like, as a roamer, it's a cool idea, but in practice, it's not very good.
like he's a, to be honest as well, is like the thing about him jumping up to hatches is a bit.
That's the most unique thing. That's the most
Yeah,
cool thing.
it's the
Other than that,
coolest thing,
it's
but it might
nothing.
like it gives him so many flanking opportunities, which is, it's changing up the roam game. And obviously, he has got a solid weapon with the MP5, which I'm not mad with. Like, I'm not angry at. He's not got an ACOG, obviously, because he's a fucking. What is he? He's a 2 free speed?
He's a 2-2.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even then, he's got his boost, which he could use, and it doesn't take too long to charge up, so.
Well, the thing is, right? So he has the MP5,
Yeah.
right, which is a solid weapon all around, but for roaming, not ideal. Um, if you look at other roamers, they
Yeah,
tend
like.
to have much higher rate of fire weapons than the MP5.
Hmm.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not bad on pro by any means of the stretch. I don't think he'll definitely see playing ranked. He won't see much playing competitive, but I think he'll
Never
thrive
know.
most in the casual playlists.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the thing about it as well is the fact about another thing about his utility is that he can deal with shields pretty easily, can be
Yeah.
useful in a
Well,
sense.
deal with Monty more than most,
Well, yeah.
because Blitz will still get you. But
But, yeah.
yeah, it's there. It's there. Like the core concept's there, which is good.
Other like things about the season, so obviously what else did they I didn't really watch all of it. I know they're releasing an Ash Elite and I know Cav Elite's out now. Battle
Yeah.
Pass is
So
about
Elite is out now. Ash Elite's coming with the season, I believe, which is a Tomb Raider esque skin. They worked with
yeah.
a company to provide us with that, which is really cool. I like the idea. I wish we got more crossover characters like that.
Oh, what is it? Like a
Even if,
genuine
even if,
Tomb Raider crossover?
yeah, kind of thing.
That is lit.
I'd like to see more sort of Ubisoft title crossovers. So
Like an Assassin's
because
Creed one.
obviously we've got
But like,
crossovers.
yeah, we've got an
We've got
Assassin's Creed.
crossover into Ghost Recon,
Yeah.
as we've seen with Wildlands. Twitch, Valk, Cav, all
Yeah.
appeared in that. So it'd be nice to see some relation back to Siege with that. Maybe we get a Nomad skin for Blackbeard. I think that would be pretty cool.
True, true.
And
Oh,
then
also,
maybe-
Quarantine, isn't that set to come out this year?
Yes, later
Yeah.
this year. It was supposed to come out first quarter of this year, I believe, but they delayed it because they want to make sure that the game is polished. Because most of the recent titles from Ubisoft have released in a poor state.
Yeah.
Case in point, the most recent one, which was Breakpoint for Ghost Recon, and it's now taking them time to fix that issue with Breakpoint. They don't want to leave that again, so they've obviously delayed Watch Dogs a little bit, as well as Quarantine, so that they can fix these issues.
That's the thing, though, is
comes out in a good state.
like time crunching for games and shit is fucked, which is it's very sad, which is not very good. But yeah, anyway, I'm sure we've covered a decent amount. Also SSG1, as I said last week when I talked a little bit about this. Wasn't happy with that. No, I'm kidding.
I was. They had really good play.
To be fair, I didn't want
They
BDS
deserved
to win.
Huh?
I wanted EU to win, right? But I didn't want BDS to win specifically, mainly because of what they did to Panics and shit. I just think that's a bit scum, you know?
I wanted as soon as I saw SSG and their potential at the Six Invitational, I was like, these guys are going to win.
Oh, other things that happened. Ace of Pirate and Desertu. Oh, I was checking. That was actually so cool to see UK casters that I've watched over the past year and a bit go from just doing like National League to
Yeah.
and Challenger League and CCS to like the biggest event in Siege. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, like you know what I mean. Like Desitu already has had big, like it's been done big events like Overwatch League, but this was like Ace's second like proper massive kind of event after OGA pit, which was OGA a minor and or a major?
It
It
was
was a minor.
I think it was classified as a mine.
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
major.
yeah.
It was classified as a major.
Oh yeah, because one of the
The
teams from
top two
OGA.
teams went because the team went through to
Yes, SI.
invitational.
Yeah.
So,
I think like it's so like and also they did talk about the new esports path, which is like 3 majors throughout the year, isn't it? Then
yeah.
SI, like then, in my opinion, it's a bit weird, but at the same time, it does look better than the current system we have, and obviously, it doesn't look like they're going to be continuing their contract with ESL after the end of this year.
Yeah.
So, wait, who was it? Was it like Face It and someone else that's going to be picking up CG
Yeah,
Sports?
so Face It is going to be the main front for UK.
Mm.
I'm happy for it. My only concern is what's happening in terms of talent as well as UK events.
Yeah.
Because obviously at the moment we've got things like UK Prem,
Mm.
which is really good. It brings in the UK community.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to see
Whether
that go.
Face It continue this after this season of Prem, it'll be interesting. They might not. As well as then talent, are they going to bring in their own talent to do it, or are they going to keep the existing talent? Ideally, I'd
Yeah.
say keep the existing.
Yeah,
But
because it's like you can't have a Prem or like any form of UK event without Ollie, Ace, Fluke,
there's
Des,
Luke,
and Demo.
yeah,
Even Demo, but even though I'm not happy, no, I'm kidding. Demo's sound sometimes.
yeah. I mean, like UK, we have a solid talent lineup, not just casters but broadcast people,
Yeah.
including myself.
Yes. The subtle plug.
That's why I fear most is for people like me.
Yeah.
Because esports is very volatile, not only with the players but also with talent and casters and things. Sometimes you might just be left jobless for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because before ESL UK shut down, basically, I was trying to get myself seen. I was, that little kid in the playground,
Yeah, you start.
jumping up at the teacher, like, "Give me attention! I want some attention!" Come here. It's that kind of thing that I was trying to do with ESL.
Yeah.
And now I've got to basically restart that this time with Face It. So that's going to be even harder because Face It is much bigger in terms of we have our own crews.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what does happen.
Like the thing about it as well is like moving away from ESL, like there is a tiny bit of uncertainty there. You know what I mean? Like we don't know the complete direction it's going in, even though we've been told who's picking it up. Like
Oh yeah,
it could go much better than it went with ESL, or it could just
ESL were never perfect, right?
Yeah.
They made plenty of mistakes. Some that drove people away, some that brought people closer in. It's a question of whether Face It do the same.
yeah.
Um,
Like
and
my only
I
my only problem with ESL though is like just some of the sketchy shit they've done, like the Japan situation and stuff.
yeah, like
Even though that wasn't like all of ESL and it was a specific part of ESL,
yeah,
but you could argue ESL Poland is basically the main ESL provider at this point because they do most of the national leagues now, don't they? And they do
yeah.
they do Pro League. So it's just
Also, EU major.
yeah.
Where do we think that's going to be? I'd love it to be in the UK. Obviously, I'm a UK boy, so I
Yeah.
ideally want it in the UK.
It will be
Um,
ideal because not as much travel, like, you know, expensive travel, so to say. Like, you could still be traveling halfway across the fucking country, but you know what I mean,
but
right?
I think it comes down to where Ubisoft actually want to put it. Ubisoft have a good presence in the UK. And now that Ubisoft have kind of just taken over the esports side in terms of overseeing it all, making decisions,
Yeah,
we could potentially see it happen in the UK, which would be absolutely amazing.
yeah.
Actually puts the UK on the map other than just Navi winning fucking Pro League.
Easy, just O2 Arena, mate. Nah.
No, just London XL. It's massive.
Yeah.
Um,
Just somewhere. Just somewhere.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You've got to. But I think for them it would be more like what's best in terms of cost
Yeah.
as well. Because at the end of the day, Ubisoft is a business.
Isn't
Esports
one
again
get
is a
wait,
business.
where's the event in Brazil again?
Sao Paulo.
Yeah, Sao Paulo. What event is that again? Is it Pro League?
I think so. Or there is a yeah, Pro League finals, Sao Paulo.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's good for
Like,
that's good for Jimothy, cause he just moved to fucking Brazil a couple of months ago.
oh yeah. He's gonna be able with that. No,
Oh,
because like Sao Paulo was the first Pro League finals, I think, if I
hmm.
remember correctly.
Yeah, it's
So
still gonna be good for him though. So.
full circle for Pro League there.
Oh yeah,
What was I
cause
gonna say? Also, NA being LAN only.
oh yeah, pretty. It's pretty weird.
All in Vegas.
Las Vegas. Like, see,
I see like a lot of big NA leagues doing it.
yeah.
I think this is the first step towards franchising CG Sports.
I think that's gonna be all esports at one point though. It's just gonna be franchising,
All esports will be franchised, no doubt.
which
It's just
there is a
when
massive problem with that in the industry though. Like, it just takes it takes everything out of it. Like, cause I just think it's stupid. Like, franchising is the worst thing that happened to esports.
but then at the same time, it's better for orgs
Yeah.
because they get a guaranteed payout regardless of position.
So sad though.
But it's the way of esports, and I also fear for like upcoming esports organizations trying to dip their feet into things. It's not going to be as easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Darren. It's stupid in terms of building a brand, but it's a lot of money for orgs.
Yeah.
It's only a lot of money for established orgs that get themselves known.
Yeah, like FaZe and
Have good
Optic,
rosters.
who have had their feet in the water for like
Well, it's
almost a decade.
pure Call of Duty, isn't it, for them?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
see, the thing
Optic's
is,
dead.
oh yeah, Optic is dead. That is very true.
FaZe is under some drama now because some of their
Yeah.
content creators are faking stuff. No surprise there.
Or was it the deaf one?
There's all sorts going on, yeah.
Like,
Doesn't surprise me though. Content creation is going to be
even
sketchy
though
no matter what you
there has been some sketchy stuff with 100 Thieves, like with their Fortnite side of things, like ages ago. But like the thing about 100 Thieves though is 100 Thieves is like an org you would want to get picked up by. That shit's
Oh yeah.
pretty nice.
Yeah,
Like,
so you'd do anything you could to be picked up by them.
yeah.
Theory.
But like
But
that's one of the things about being a content creator is, like, you know, at some point, like, if you will probably lose your personality. Like that's a
Just
problem.
create personality for it on the side. Look at Lonnie Lightning for an example. Best example in Siege. Yeah,
Bonnie Lighton
he's got
is fucking
his streams are bloody amazing, right?
yeah.
And the YouTube that he gets from his streams is also fantastic content. And if you met him in real life, he's nothing like the person he makes himself out to be.
Mm. Like, just there is certain people I know that have joined bigger orgs and they've ended up losing their personality. Well, they didn't have a personality to start with, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at Call of Duty, esports. I'd like to observe it, but it's learning their spectating system, which I
yeah,
can't do without joining into scrims. And people are like, "Oh, we want the VODs," be like, "No, you don't, mate. It looks fucking terrible." But yeah, no, the advertisement for Call of Duty League has been absolute crap. Overwatch League is dead. Um, all because Blizzard signed an agreement with YouTube to exclusively stream on that. Um, yeah, but the Overwatch League itself is dead now.
yeah, yeah.
Basically,
Like,
production's on crunch time 24/7 because half of the fucking casting talent was like, "There's more money in CS:GO. There's more money in Apex Legends. There's more money in every other fucking title." Because they don't have to spend like 3 fucking hours traveling around the more than 3 hours, but traveling around the globe every other week.
yeah.
It's
Overwatch
horrible.
franchise work because it started. Yeah, like I mean, if an esports starts as a franchise, it's not gonna be completely fucking terrible. But yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Call of Duty is now exclusively streamed on it. It's annoying because it does cut down a huge viewer base. I mean, Twitch owns like 70% of the current streaming market share.
like to be honest, if you think of
You are
it,
not
peak,
getting the same numbers on YouTube. It's only
peak,
because Blizzard only
yeah,
moved to YouTube because people realized that what they were doing with Twitch was bad, very fucking bad.
yeah,
Embedding their streams on all sorts of kinds of websites
yeah.
doesn't work for legitimate viewers.
Uh, true, true.
Yeah, I mean Twitch is oversaturated with Call of Duty. Who's gonna watch Call of Duty League when I don't know T Martin's streaming? I don't know who streams Call of Duty anymore.
Team
Very,
Martin.
case in point. First name that came into my head that was a Call of Duty content creator, right? T Martin. There you go.
He hardly
Or
does COD anymore. That's
I
so
know,
funny.
yeah, I know, but it's that kind of
Yeah.
point.
Like Censor, like as in like X Face Censor, still streams on like Twitch, but that's only because he plays for the New York team. I don't know what they're exactly called. Like,
Only players that stream it is the pros, bud.
yeah,
I don't find Call of Duty like a game worth streaming. It's much better cut down to YouTube videos and being more informative. Or here's my no scope montage of Terminal at MW2.
hmm,
You know,
yeah. It's just the fact of the esport is gonna be dying and shit. It's just eh at that point. Anyway, I think we should move on from that because like you can talk forever about that fucking topic.
oh,
Uh
I love it.
oh Jesus Christ, Kieran! Pick you up on the stream team.
Listen.
Pick you up in the stream team. All you want to talk about is this. Ridiculous. No.
Maybe I should do my own podcast where I chat shit about fucking esports.
Just do it. Easy.
Esports will never die. Well,
Like,
it will, but it won't. I think esports will live as long as there's demand for it.
yeah. But anyway, Navi stuff. Interesting stuff. We're not going to cover it in too much depth. Basically, you can start this, Kieran, because you're more in touch than me at the moment with Siege, which is Siege in general.
So Navi's performance at Invitational was underwhelming at most. Um, they should have done a lot better, but I think they struggled. I mean, they came off the back of the hype of, Pro League finals and winning that, and they were like, okay, we're in a comfortable position, we know what we want to do, and then come Pro League, everyone knows how Navi play now, so they really struggled. They failed to adapt accordingly, and that's what cost them their invitational sort of walkthrough, really. Um, so obviously, as with most teams, when they underperform, something needs to change, and this time, two members have been changed. Well, I say changed, they haven't officially
Well,
haven't
not
announced their resignation.
necessarily. Like,
So
oh,
Simpson's been benched.
yeah, because he was
I think
leaving.
that's the one everyone sort of saw
Yeah.
first off and was like, "Oh shit."
Then Pi
Um,
announced today his contract's up, and it just
well, yeah. Then today, Navi released a blog post stating why, as
yeah,
well as Pi officially stating why. But Navi have decided to discontinue the contract because it's up. They haven't bothered to renew it. I think they've got a small replacement in that I think will fit the team well between now and April. Obviously, we've got Pro League coming up, so they must have players lined up. Obviously, no official announcements, but I've been told that there is more news coming soon. So expect that to trickle over the coming weeks.
yeah.
What's happening with Navi? In terms of other sort of adjustments to rosters, I think the coach for TSM has left.
Mm.
Oh no, actually no. I think they kicked him. They dropped him. He did post like a tweet and then shortly after deleted it. It was kind of a targeted tweet.
Yeah.
So obviously there's some bad
Fair
blood
enough.
there. But I think when someone tweets something out and it's targeted, obviously there's something bad going on behind the scenes, but there's no official word of what actually happened or anything. So whatever it is,
Yeah.
they've obviously kept it behind closed doors, which is where it should be.
Yeah.
Don't bring that stuff onto the public, because they'll
Oh yeah,
feel
Fly
really,
Bagel. Yeah,
yeah,
Fly Bagel. Yeah.
because obviously if you start releasing certain things that incriminate or put bad lights on people, then that's just going to spiral out of control.
Wait.
Look,
Yeah.
I mean, take a look at Reddit for example. As soon as Citizen was benched, Reddit was like, "Oh, Navi don't know what they're doing. Navi this, Navi that." No, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
You
You're
just
not.
don't
You're
know.
not part of the team, therefore you don't need to know. All you need to know is he got dropped, or he got benched,
Yeah.
or so and so left. You don't need to know the ins and outs of it because you're not, you're not in with the team. You support the team.
Yeah.
Which is why I love it when G2 make roster changes and all the G2 fanboys go, "Yeah,
Then they were
you
like,
were
"It's
shit."
Cren's fault. It's Cren's
Yeah.
fault."
No, it wasn't.
At the end of the day, it really wasn't his fault. Like, he wasn't the problem. It's
No,
the problem.
exactly.
The fact of the matter is that he was brought in knowing fine well he was definitely not the best player.
Oh yeah.
And, at the end of the day, it's their fault. Like, it's the team's fault for bringing him in. If,
Yeah, they put him on a role that he wasn't comfortable on.
yeah. Like, I mean,
And
as well.
expected him to perform well, and then when he wasn't performing well, everyone and their mother on Twitter was like, "Oh, so and so's the problem. I think he should be dropped."
And the same thing is happening
And
with
then
Sir Boss, which is kind of sad. Like, they're saying he's the
yeah,
problem.
I
Yeah.
mean, you call yourself supporters of these teams, but you don't actually support the team.
Like, the thing about Sir Boss being brought in, he was brought in literally a week and a half. No, it was it a month? I think it was less than a month he was brought in.
About
Pretty
a
sure.
month, I'd say.
I'd say about
Before Six Invitational.
yeah, like a month before 6 MVs, right?
And he
And
had to adapt in that
yeah,
amount of time.
like literally,
Not an easy thing.
the fact of the matter is, as well, is their boss wasn't really playing as much after he got benched when he was in Penta,
Yeah.
which was one of the factors. And like, you can't just expect the man to come in 1 month, become an absolute god, and tear up the scene. Like, it's not his fault or the team's fault. It's the fans' fault for
They put so much pressure. Like I used to be like I used to love football, right? I used to watch it religiously, and my favorite team.
Booty. Yeah, go for
And
it.
if Arsenal were doing shit, I wouldn't be like, oh, this person needs to go. I'd be like, we'll get him next time, lads. That's what supporting is. Supporting is not saying, oh, so and so should be dropped. You want to support the team. You want to encourage them to do better. Saying someone's doing your shit and they should be dropped is not the way to go.
Yeah.
Never will be. And I hate it when that happens.
Oh,
You know, I'm a Navi and a Dark Zero fan.
fuck's sake.
I'm
NGF
happy.
bet us today.
I'm happy with the changes that Navi will make, because
Yeah.
in their eyes, it's their best decision, and I agree with it. I have to agree. I'm a supporter. I will
Yeah.
have my own views and opinions of it. I think some of it is a little over the top, but I will generally agree with what the team does because they know better than me. Because they are with the team.
Yeah, they are actually part of the team, and they are the people that are working out the situations and
exactly.
stuff. What else? What else? So we've covered Pi and Ben. I'm sure. Yeah, Wilson and Ben. So yeah, as of today, Pi's been let go fully, which is rip.
What did he put in his Twitter? Was like, I'm
Playing
now.
Tarkov because I'm no longer R6 Pro. Yeah, right. So let's just read a bit of the thing. Ellis Pyart leaves the main Rainbow Six Siege team roster. Pi's contract with Navi expired in February 2020, and the club made a decision to not prolong it. Pi's been playing for Navi since October 2019, together with him and Navi won ESL Premiership Winter 2019, as well as became the champions of ESL Pro League Season 10 LAN Finals. This is what Night In said. I want to thank Ellis for playing under the banners of Navi. He was and remains an important part of winning the 10th season in Pro League. However, due to the unsatisfactory results at the 6 Invitationals 2020 in the current season of the league, we need changes in the team. Then he says, Pi, you're a good teammate. I wish you good luck in the future. I'm sure we will meet again in the fields of Rainbow Six Siege. Basically saying,
very wholesome.
Do it, mate. Bye. Get out.
It's very wholesome though. There's no
Yeah.
hard feelings, and that's what I like. I don't like it when there are hard feelings between players.
Nothing's been said, but there's probably been hard feelings between Citizen and the team.
Yeah. There's probably some stuff going on in the background that we don't know, which is fine. It's where it should be, as I said.
It's gonna be interesting to see if they pick up. So they'll probably be picking up
Secret
a main,
picked up Eunice.
like Philly.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yep.
That's better than anything because he did play really well in the.
Oh, he fitted so well in the Challenger League, and I was like, how long till they actually pick him up fully? And then they pick him up, and I'm like, I knew that was happening.
So predictions of ESL Prem. Who's gonna win it? Eminem or Eminem or Secret though. Like that's the thing.
Secret.
No, think of it though. Eminem has the
Secret.
potential. What's him?
Secret. Have you seen them? Have you seen them? Did you watch them in Challenger League? Eminem did well, right? But they could have just been lucky. Secret have been performing well recently for a while. Eminem just kind of was like, hey,
we're here.
You don't know us. You don't know us, but we're going to kick you in the ass anyway. And guess what? They came in and was like, hey, I've kicked you in the ass. Goodbye.
Statistically, Secret might win. But at the same time,
yeah,
think.
It's anyone's game. It's between the two.
Yeah. But either one of the two are going to win. Like, I'm sorry, we have friends that are going as well. Like people, I think Audacity's attending the finals.
Mm.
It'll be interesting to see how they perform because obviously Jay is a good friend of mine. Well, let's just say friend. Okay, let's just say old acquaintances. Let's just say something. I think it's
I might
one-sided.
actually have to dip early as I do have a scrim.
That's fine. I'm gonna end anyway. We did cover a lot of things.
Unfortunately, this is the last one, isn't it, Lamb?
As you know
At
it.
least for a while, maybe. Maybe revive LambCast
You know what?
at some point.
I'll see. You know what? Fuck it. If I can find a new co-host next week, I'll continue the show. But if that doesn't happen, maybe a little bit of an absence. Maybe a little bit of an absence, as they do say. Sad. But it has to happen sometimes. No, I'm kidding. LambCast was here to stay.
Anyway,
Maybe. But anyway, yeah, that's the end of the show tonight. Maybe see you next week. Goodbye. It's been LambCast.
goodbye.
Feeds here as well. Bye.